Hello, everybody. Hello, Mrs. Nicole. Uh, I am Snowy Angst. You can call me Andrew for short. Today, I will have a small talk about the leadership, about about what the leader need to be the good leader, and about anything else. What I will say you later. The first to answer the question is what is the leadership? I think that every people have their own answers. Some people they may think that the leadership can be related to some working skill, to some technical skill that they may have. But for some people, they think that the leadership they must relate it to some skill that make that make the leaders is better in the relationships with the employees. And with me, I think that the leadership is an art of effective and sustainable human resource management. When it comes to the leadership, we won't talk about the technical skill that each person needs when they are in their position. For example, an engineers they have some technical skills like C++, about like programming in some language is C++, Python or something else. But we will talk about the skill that have the listener understand, sympathize, trust, and inspire the employees. They will help them to increase the mutual trust and achieve more effective working atmospheres. Not only that, I also think that about the leadership is also the collection of skill which is necessary to help the leader overcome the difficult stage at work while maintaining our reputation and employee loyalty. Because as you know, a leader of the team, somehow we must try to pass through the difficult or even the failure of the project. But after this failure, what what should the leader do is the important because because if they are not calm, they will lose any reputation and the loyalty from employee, and the employee will never trust him again. So the question is, what makes a good leader? In general, everybody always have their own answers for the question. Maybe there are more than 10 critics for everybody who's wanna be a leader, who's wanna have a good leadership. But for me, I will compact all of my things into 5 critics that a leader should need for the leadership. The first is a good leader should focus on team working and focus on a solution of a problem. Although being the strong individuals and having the ability to solve a problem on their own, any leader will only gain the key success when focused strongly on teamwork and consider themselves as a member of team, not be a god, not be a something that in a higher level than the other. The art of the successful management is make problem interesting and the solution more constructive that will make every member feel excited to work to find a solution. For every people who want a leader, please don't focus on the failure or the problem or the difficult of a problem, we must we should try to consider the solution in a positive attitude, so we can easily find find it, what should we do to get to the solution. The second is a leader should try to listen, act, and take full no responsibility for any problem. As you know, being a leader, standing and speaking loudly outside there to everybody is good. But something which we should just sit down and listen to everybody. We always have our idea and the right to act, but a good leader will listen to everybody member of the team first, and then propose a solution based on the based on the idea of everybody on the team. When encountering the failure, some leaders tend to blame the member. However, a good leader never do this because the failures do not tell that your team is not working up is not working appropriately, effectively. You are the bad leader. You are an inexperienced leader. When the bad thing happens, this is the time to gather on group together, have a warm and positive speaking to cover what we have done well and what we not. The experience will strengthen the people belief about their leader. The third is a leader should understand and inspire the employee. Understanding our employees will be a key to successful leadership because as we know, our employees, they are not a robot, they are not a born genius. They cannot get things done without difficulty or problems. So that we should know the problem of them. We should sit down and work with them to help them solve that problem. Moreover, a function of leader is to create more leader, not create more employee following us, and make them feel that they can be a leader someday. I know that this is a difficult start for every leaders, but if we can, we will succeed in inspiring employees to achieve the goal. They will feel more passionate, not feel pressure about the work, and devote themselves strongly to the company. The fourth is the leader should be calm and not panic when encountering incidents. We know that somehow a person cannot control himself or herself, will not control anyone. Whether we don't finish the project on time or we make a mistake is not as important as the attitude of the leader for that mistake. If the leader anger and shout loudly at everyone, he is panic about the failure and not a good leader. The ability to remain calm in any situation is a deciding factor of a successful leader. And then finally, a leader should be themselves. Success is not about what the leader achieve. It must show the what the leader is. To become a successful leader, I think that we will have to put ourselves in the shoes of our employees and see the ability to achieve the goal that we expect. A leader should always be professional, attentive, and decentralized, but still friendly with the employee. When talking about the leader that every people admire, maybe they will say that is the Steve Jobs from Apple, or somehow uh, see the Bill Gates from Microsoft. But today, what I will tell is about a Jet Man. The man was called a never give up person. People call this name because although he's were not good at technology, not a man with a good academic achievement, human management, and did not have many advantage in the career path. But he never stopped trying to learn, make great effort, and never give up. That is the three things to make the key success of him. And today, as the owner of Alibaba Group, he is known as a leader with a great human management philosophy, which combining the advanced ideas of the Western culture to bring the people in the company get closer and inspire them, so that he can a loyal and a hardworking group of executives, management, and employees. About the leader, when reading every document about him, about his career, about his company, I think that there was there are five things that made the Japan as a different leader. The first is that determination. In the past, he was only one of five applicants of Chinese Police Academy that did not get a job, and more unluckily, his were rejected 10 times by Harvard universities. But he's but he said that he will never give up. Although he was confronted by many failure frequently, but he don't feel sad. He said that it taught him the determination to do everything they want. The second is the sense of humor. I have read a story about him that when he tried to persuade the employee and shareholder about how the great company is, he got up dressed as Michael Jackson and then a few songs to make the atmosphere of the meeting more comfortable, and it helped them to gain a much agreement on shareholder. The third is the team working. He always believed that he cannot be successful without a good team members because he is not a professional in many ways. So at technology, so that he needs a great people with a great skill in the organization. The third is the treatment and inspiring. Mr. Jackman always treats his employees as a partner. He also built a culture of participation. He also knows how to teach, how to encourage, and inspire other people. And finally, is the way he create the opportunities for young people, because in the interview of many Europe and American uh, hosts, Mr. Chapman said that his life to give more opportunities to the new generations, because when he was young, no one gave him the opportunities. So when he is the owner of the Alibaba, he wanted to give to the new he wanted to give the new generation a chance to show the ability, show the willing to work in his company, which might be and he's always believed that the new generations always be more intelligent and work better than the previous generations. Some people ask me that what is the main difference between the traditional leadership model and the modern one. I also ask them again, and they have a answer that it may depend on the culture on the culture of each country, each region. It may depend on the working style, on the properties of the job, and on many more aspects that related to this job. But following my think, following my thinking that I I have an answer for the question that somehow the traditional leadership models empathize and emphasize the characteristic or the behaviors of only one leaders within a particular group, whereas the new leadership model they provide a space for everyone in the team to have more chance to become a real leaders at the same time, which means that somehow these people can be a leader, but sometimes they will be a follower of another leader in the teams. One more difference between two models is that the traditional model do not tell the leader what skills is important that the leader should have. It's made that some leader they are always trying to be more professional instead working. They will try to collect more and more certificate of the work like the programming, like some certificate related to the technical skill. But I think that this is wrong because you are the leader. You mean you are the leader. What are you doing? It just not in the technical side, but you must relate it to the human management side, and to fix the errors in the traditional models. The emergent models now are focused on a special skill, or we can call it the talent of the leader to face the challenging situation, to help them uh, to to help them gain more trust from the people who working for them, and try to persuade him that I am the good leader. I can do I can understand you. I can help you to one day you can become a leader like me, and you can pass through the difficult without losing your reputation and your employee loyal. So for those who are engineers, what role do you think the leadership plays in engineering roles? There will be many people who think that an engineer with deep knowledge of his specialty, it will be very difficult for him to take on the job of a leader. The reason for this is because I think that leadership is a job for people who are better than them, or they have the necessary skill in managing the team. However, that's an incorrect concept. Every engineer working in a team will be good on one side and not good on the other side. When an engineer understands what it takes to become a leader, he or she will know what the advantages of each individual in the team, and how to leverage those values in order to achieve good results of the project the group is pursuing. Thanks to this, if an engineer is a good leader, they can find themselves good engineers, even than them, even better than them, to join together in a lot of later projects, because those engineers will understand that their values their values are considered and will remain loyal to their leader. In addition, having a good relationship between leader and members will provide an opportunity for people in the team, for every member in the team to learn and learn more uh, learn more and more skill from the other member, thereby uh, increasing the cohesion between each member together. To become a good leader require engineers to always improve the soft skill needing and the job to depend on the context of the work they are doing to train those skills. But if you can do that, the day an engineer, a modern engineer, will become a leader, will never be far. Will never be so far. Okay, that's enough for my video today. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.